Hello everyone. This is the instructional video for how to complete your computer project. First, once you've logged onto the Blackboard system, scroll down till you see the tab that says Computer Project. Let me change the view. So yes, click the tab where it says Computer Project, and it is going to bring up these different files. So the first file says Computer Project Information. Then you have an Excel template to use for the computer project. There is a Word document you'll use for the analysis portion of the project. And last, you have the link to submit your computer project. So let's first begin with the computer project information. I have that file open already. Here it is. So what you have is Fred Hayes open up a photography studio. And Fred has hired you to be the accountant for his new company. Congratulations. This is your first official accounting position. So first you have your chart of accounts. These are the various account titles you're going to use and I'll record the business transactions for this company, all your asset accounts, your liabilities, on the equity accounts, revenue accounts, and we have a bunch of expense accounts shown on our chart of account. So when you're recording your business transactions, you're going to choose from these account titles to record those business transactions. Speaking of transactions, these are the business transactions that took place for this company during the month of July. As you can see, it was a very busy first month of operations. So you have the actual dates along with the actual business transactions that took place during the month of July. Here are your requirements. First, you're going to journalize the transactions that took place during the month of July. Second, or number two, you're going to post those transactions to the appropriate ledger account. Number three, here we have information about the adjustments that need to be made at the end of the accounting period, which would be July 31st. So we've only been open for 1 month. Therefore, you're going to make these adjustments at the end of the month of July. Journalize and post your adjusting entries. You're going to journalize and post your closing entries, prepare an income statement, statement of owner's equity, and a balance sheet as of July 31st, and prepare a post-closing trial balance. In essence, we're going to complete all 9 steps of what is known as the accounting cycle. Now, this is a computer project that must be completed using Microsoft Excel. So when you go back to the computer project tab on Blackboard, this next link says Excel templates used for the computer project. I've taken the liberty to open up this file already, so I'm going to click on that. So this is the Excel template you're going to use to complete your computer project. You have various tabs, the Journal tab, Adjusting Entries, Closing Entries, a Ledger tab, and a tab for your financial statements. So I'll go back to the Journal Transaction tab. On this tab, you're going to record all of the business transactions that took place for the month of July. Notice that I've recorded the first transaction for you. You're welcome. So look at the first transaction again. We see that the owner, let me go to that first transaction. It says that the Fred Mender owner invested $110,000 in cash and photography equipment value at $16,000. Once again, you're going to pick from your chart of account to determine the account titles to record each of these business transactions. So we would debit cash $110,000. Debit equipment for $16,000. Credit the owner's couch account for $126,000. So use this first tab in order to journalize all of our business transactions that took place during the month of July. Okay? The next tab you have for your adjusting entries. So if you take a look at the adjustments for number 3, this information will be used to make the adjusting entries. For example, for letter A, it says office supplies on hand, $1,250, meaning that this will be the ending balance for our office supplies account. You have to make the adjustments to show the amount of office supplies that were used during the course of the accounting period. So for the adjusting entries, I gave you the account title that you're going to debit. Okay? You must determine what account is going to be put on the credit side and the amount of the adjustment. If you see a 0, that means that amount should be recorded in each of those slots. So for each of the adjustments, again, I've given you the account title to be shown on the debit side. You must determine what account is going to be credited and the amount of the adjustments. So record all of the adjustments here on the tab that says adjusting entries. Next, you have your closing entries. Remember, REID, R-E-I-D, identifies the 4 steps of the closing entry process. So again, based upon your chart of accounts, I'll pull it back up. Any account that is temporary, your revenue accounts, your expense accounts, the income summary and drawing account, these accounts are all temporary and they have to be closed on what's known as the closing entry process. So your job is to complete the 4 steps of the closing entry process using the tab here. I did not give the account titles, but if there's a 0 in the debit or credit column, that means an account title is to be listed in each of those spots. So you got your revenue accounts closed out first, then all your expense accounts should be closed out in order, followed by the income summary account and the drawing account. So just follow the 4 steps of the closing entry process. Okay? So first complete all of your journal transactions, then complete your adjusting entries. Next, complete all of your closing entries. The next tab is the general ledger. Do not actually touch the ledger, meaning there's no transaction you have to post to the ledger, because I've created it in system where the journal entries from these first 3 tabs will post to the ledger automatically. You're like, what? Yes, it will. So for example, this first transaction, you see that the cash account was debit for $110,000. If I look at my cash ledger account, I got to scroll over to see all the account titles. You see that that 110 is already posted to the cash ledger account. The photography equipment for $16,000. If I look in that ledger for photo equipment, keep going. There it is. That $16,000 is posted already in that account. So I've created macros in Excel where it's looking for the actual account titles on this chart of account. That's why you must use the account title listed here on the chart of account. Excel is going to post the journal transactions, adjust closing entries, into the ledger accounts automatically based upon you recording the appropriate account title and the amount that you list for those transactions. So again, the ledger will populate automatically based upon you completing the journal transaction, the adjusted entries, and the closing entries. Now, from the ledger, you would take those account balances to prepare your financial statements. First, you prepare your income statement, followed by your statement of owner's equity. Next, you have your balance sheet, and finally, your post-closing trial balance. So review your notes, your lectures to determine how to prepare these different types of financial statements. Now, once you've completed all steps of the accounting process for this assignment, you're going to save this file. Then you'll come back to the Blackboard system and notice that there's an analysis form. The analysis is for you to indicate how well or the overall performance of the company for the first month. So in your own words, based upon the financial statements you prepare, indicate how well is Fred Hayes doing? Is he doing good? Is he doing bad? If you say he's doing good, why do you make that decision? What information led you to that analysis? So you have this Word document here that you're sending to Mr. Fred Hayes, your accountant, and in your own words, it doesn't have to be too long. Just indicate the how you feel he performed for the first month of operation. Once you complete the actual memo, it'll say this file as well. Then on the Blackboard site, you have this link to submit your computer project. So you'll click on this link. You'll go down to where it says browse my computer. Then you're going to find your file, where the file is located. And then once you attach that file, both the Excel spreadsheet and the Word document, you'll click on the submit button. Okay? So this is the orientation or the instruction video for the computer project. So once again, here is all the information for the project. These are all the actual transactions you're going to record those into the Excel worksheet. Complete your journal transaction, complete your adjusting entries, complete your closing entries, check to make sure they post the ledger correctly, which they will if you're using the correct account titles. And then from the ledgers, you prepare your different types of financial statements. Okay? If you have any questions on how to complete this project or how to submit the project, if you want me to check your work, you can email it to me before the actual due date, and I'll take a look at it, give you feedback on it. Okay? For any questions, feel free to contact me. All right. Have a good day.